DeMeo,
David Schenkel,
Rhino,
and Eric Adams.
we want to wish everybody a fantastic season's greeting for the new year, but believe me, on Saturday night, the Stadium of Peace and Friendship will explode with the true heavy metal Greek fans and Manowar. Be there Saturday night. We're going to kick some serious ass. True heavy metal for true people. Be there.
But your next release will be a live album.
I don't know if the next album will be live, but we will do a live album. We just don't know when. We're asked this question all the time. And we want to do a great live album, but double live, not just a regular live album, and live video to go along with it. And it'll take a long time to put together all the right situations so that it's very exciting, not just anything, but something special for the bands.
Δεν ξέρουν αν ο επόμενος δίσκος θα είναι ζωντανός. Σίγουρα θα υπάρξει ένας ζωντανός δίσκος, αλλά θέλουν να το έχουν, να είναι κάτι πολύ διαφορετικό και να βγει και με βίντεο μαζί και δεν ξέρουν ακριβώς ποιος δίσκος θα είναι ο ζωντανός.
Μπορούμε να συνεχίσουμε τη θεματολογία περί την ελληνική θεματολογία που άρχισαν στο καινούριο δίσκο και συνέχεια για την Οδύσσια ίσως.
Do you plan on continuing the Greek mythology, maybe go into the Odyssey somewhere?
It's possible. It really happened just because of the fact that my trip to Greece was at the same time while the song was evolving for the band. So I think it even gave it more energy. I'm sure that this trip to Greece, which is very important to the band, can end up even more explosive.
Αυτός ο δίσκος έγινε έτσι επειδή είχε έρθει στην Ελλάδα εκείνη την εποχή που γράφαν τα τραγούδια και του άρεσε τόσο πολύ και αρχίσαν να γράφουν για την Ελλάδα. Τώρα που είναι και το συγκρότημα εδώ και θα πει την Ελλάδα, σίγουρα κάτι άλλο θα γραφτεί για την Ελλάδα.
In the past, you seem to constantly change record labels. So what's going on now? Are you satisfied with your current record company, even though if people are present around here? And what are your feelings towards your record company today?
Well, it's true. We have changed record companies in the past. That's because the record companies in the past were assholes. It's not that they were such bad people. It's just that they didn't understand that the music of Manowar is not made for money. The music of Manowar is not made for fashion. It's just that the four of us feel something special, and when we play together, it's a certain magic, and that's not made for money, and it's not made for anything to be taken and thrown to the fans and shoved down their throat. The music's made from the heart, and it's received by people who feel it from the heart. In the past, the other record companies never understood that. This record company, we've done for the first time in our lives 3 records for the same record company. So I think they seem to understand it, and at least here in Greece, I know that the record company told me themselves that they love the music and they listen to it and they're actually like fans. So at least here in Greece, things are fantastic. So.
Στις περασμένες δισκογραφικές εταιρείες που ήταν, δεν καταλάβαιναν τη μουσική τους, δεν καταλάβαιναν ότι η μουσική των Manowar δεν είναι μόνο για λεφτά και δεν είναι μόδα. Είναι κάτι που αισθάνονται όλοι μαζί και το κάνουν, και αυτοί που αγοράζουν τους δίσκους τους το αισθάνονται και αυτοί. Η εταιρεία που είναι τώρα φαίνεται ότι το έχουν καταλάβει αυτό και έτσι έχουν κάνει 3 δίσκους μαζί τους, που είναι η πρώτη φορά που κάνουν 3 δίσκους με την ίδια δισκογραφική εταιρεία, και ξέρουν ότι η δισκογραφική εταιρεία στην Ελλάδα είναι και οπαδοί τους, δεν είναι μόνο η δισκογραφική εταιρεία τους.
Since you don't want to talk about the bands you dislike, let's talk about the bands you like. One of your slogans is other bands play, Manowar kill. So which other bands do you consider as killers? Which other bands do you like?
Well, I don't listen to that much rock music. For me, classical music is the basis. where I think all music started. So that's my favorite music. But, you know, I think there are a lot of good groups out there. A lot of the death metal and a lot of the speed metal bands that are out there are really great. And there's a lot of good energy from these bands. And also I think Metallica is a good band. I think they stayed heavy. I think AC/DC stayed heavy all the way through. And those are the bands I respect. Bands that have been around for many years and they never fucked their fans. They stayed true and heavy to their heart.
Βασικά δεν ακούει rock πάρα πολύ, ακούει κλασική μουσική γιατί πιστεύει ότι η μουσική άρχισε από την κλασική μουσική. Πιστεύει ότι πολλά από τα death metal και τα speed metal που υπάρχουν είναι πολύ καλά συγκροτήματα. Του αρέσουν και οι AC/DC και η Metallica και βασικά όλα τα συγκροτήματα που δεν έχουν πουλήσει τους οπαδούς τους και έχουν μείνει πιστοί στη μουσική που παίζουν. Are you going to have someone come on stage tomorrow who plays music?
Another band?
No, just somebody. Says you bring somebody up on.
Oh, we usually bring fans up on stage to participate. Yeah, Eric is famous for just picking people out of the crowd to get up there on stage and go crazy with them.
Ο Eric πάντα διαλέγει κάποιον από αυτούς που είναι από κάτω, τους οπαδούς, και τους ανεβάζει στη σκηνή απάνω. Συνήθως ανεβάζουν 2 κορίτσια και 2 αγόρια και κάνουν διάφορα.
Έχετε να πείτε για το μέλλον του heavy metal σαν είδος μουσικής. Πιστεύετε ότι το heavy metal έχει εκτιμιστεί και έχετε να πείτε στο γεγονός ότι κάποιοι σας κρίνουν σαν τους μοναδικούς αντιπροσώπους?
What do you think the future of heavy metal is? Do you think it has a future, or do you think it's over? And what do you think about people who say that you're the only heavy metal group around?
Well, it's true that we are the only true heavy metal band around. I think that metal is having an upsurge now, finally, all over the world. As a matter of fact, we see it throughout this whole entire tour. It's the first time that we've had an album in the top 10 charts, and we're very pleased with that. The Triumph of Steel has done well throughout Europe this year, and we're very, very excited about it. We feel that when we play Japan later this year in South America, that the crowds will be just as enthusiastic as they are here in Europe.
Πιστεύει ότι είναι όντως το μόνο heavy metal συγκρότημα και το heavy metal τώρα έχει μία άνοδο. Είναι η πρώτη φορά που έχουν ένα top 10 δίσκο και αυτό το βλέπουν σε όλες τις χώρες που έχουν πάει και τώρα που θα πάνε και η Ιαπωνία και θα δουν και τι γίνεται και παραπέρα. Αλλά σίγουρα το metal δεν έχει τελειώσει και ανεβαίνει.
Hitler's as well as in your career, in your that private life?
No, it's funny. A lot of people mistake the seriousness of the band in the recording studio or on the stage as though we're not human people. I think with everything, there's the night, and you have the moon, and the day you have the sun. You have to have equal energy. And when we don't play, we're just trying to take all that energy and save it so that when we get on stage, it all goes 100%. I mean, that's the way the band plays. When we're on stage, it's everything 100%. And if we die on stage, well, that's the best place to die for us and give 100%. But during the day, you have to take the whole day to recover from the show because it's so physical and put the energy back. You know, it's like a battery in a flashlight. You have to recharge.
Όλοι νομίζουν ότι είναι κάτι παραπάνω από άνθρωποι από αυτά που βλέπουν πάνω στη σκηνή. Αλλά βέβαια πάντα υπάρχει η μέρα και η νύχτα. Εκείνοι όλη την ημέρα συνήθως απλά ξεκουράζονται γιατί χάνουν πάρα πολύ ενέργεια πάνω στη σκηνή το βράδυ, γιατί δίνουν 100% από τον εαυτό τους. Και την ημέρα είναι πάρα πολύ ήρεμοι. Ναι, είναι σαν μπαταρία που γεμίζουν το πρωί και το βράδυ παίζουν.
Θα ήθελα να μας πει για το καινούριο μελοσυνδού, με αυτό και εύκολα δύσκολα, ποιες δυσκολίες αντιμετώπισε, πώς αναλυτικά τι γίνεται με το σκότεινο λόγο, τι κάνει αυτή.
Δεν σ' άκουσα.
Να μας πει για το καινούριο μελοσυνδού.
Ναι.
Αν σωματώθηκε εύκολα δύσκολα και τι γίνεται με το σκότεινο λόγο, τι κάνει αυτή τη στιγμή.
Tell us about the new member of the band, if that was easy, an easy adjustment, if it was difficult, and what happened to the older, what is he doing now?
Okay, let's see. Our old drummer, Scott, you better take the answer in sections. How's
Okay.
that? All right.
You stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scott, our last drummer, left the band with very good feelings. We're close friends, as we have been. His decision to leave was of a personal nature because his son, Scott Jr., became ill. He had been ill for a few years, and it came to a decision that really he had to spend more time at home for a family reason.
Okay. Ο Scott, ο προηγούμενος drummer, έφυγε για προσωπικούς λόγους, επειδή είναι άρρωστος ο γιος του. Ήταν άρρωστος για χρόνια και ξαφνικά έπρεπε πλέον να πάρει μια απόφαση και αποφάσισε να μείνει σπίτι και να προσέχει το γιο του. Και έτσι δεν ήταν τίποτα που είχε να κάνει με το συγκρότημα. Ήταν τελείως προσωπικούς λόγους. Τώρα το παρακάτω.
Okay. When this decision came, when he told us, naturally, we were very, very sad. And we asked him, what did he think? And he said, my best friend, I think, would be the perfect person. And we thought, naturally, skeptical. We didn't believe at first that we had to deal with this, but once we resolved that we had to, we said, okay. And then he came in and played, and that was all the proof that needed. He had the hard style of Scott, very steady and strong, but technical and loud and crazy and fast. And he was accepted immediately. And when that happened, Scott also said, well, then you might as well take my drums. And so when he gave him the steel drum kit, he burned his old kit, and that's what you saw in the magazines.
Όταν έγινε αυτό το πράγμα, ρωτήσαν τον Σκάτ τη γνώμη του για το τι να κάνουνε και ο Σκάτ είπε ότι είχε τον καλύτερό του φίλο, ο οποίος ήταν ντραμίστας, και να τον ακούσουνε. Στην αρχή δεν πιστεύανε ότι θα είναι τόσο καλός, αλλά μόλις τον ακούσανε να παίζει, καταλάβανε διότι παίζει όπως ο Σκάτ, αλλά έχει και περισσότερη τεχνική. Και όταν πλέον ο Σκάτ του έδωσε και τα δικά του drums, πλέον έδεσε τελείως.
Back in 1987, when your LP Fighting the War was released, many of the critics who were working for the media said, hey, Manowar are dead meat. They're not alive. This is not a good album. Is there anything you have to say to the same guys 5 years later? Why you have a fantastic new album?
Okay.
Well, I think since the first album, we've always had very, very hard criticism. And if people couldn't criticize music, then they had to find to attack. I think there's always going to be that, whether it's Manowar or other groups. People naturally see something that's different, and maybe it's good, and if it's so good, maybe it brings a little fear inside, and so they have to say, well, it's bad. We've always had harsh criticism, but we've never been afraid of that. You know, in fact, that only makes us say, yeah, well, we'll show you, you fuckers. So that's something, the spirit that's really helped drive the band forward, and we don't mind the criticism.
Also, we don't play for the critics. We don't make these records for the critics out there. The critics don't buy the records. We make the records for the fans. We write the songs for the fans. We call the fans on the phone and ask them what they thought of the other album, what they like about the other albums, and we really read the fan mail. We're in very close contact with our fans.
Η κριτική, άσχημη κριτική είχαν από τον πρώτο τους δίσκο και πάντα έχουν άσχημη κριτική. Αυτό δεν είναι κάτι που τους ενοχλεί, αυτό είναι κάτι που τους κάνει πιο δυναμικούς. Αλλά έτσι κι αλλιώς τα τραγούδια τους δεν τα γράφουν για αυτούς που κάνουν κριτικές στους δίσκους, τους γράφουν για τους οπαδούς τους οποίους παίρνουν και τηλέφωνο και ρωτάνε τι τους άρεσε στο δίσκο, τι δεν τους άρεσε και παίρνουν από εκεί γνώμες. Country you're going to visit after Greece?
After Greece, we go to Italy, Spain, Portugal, France, Japan.
Μετά θα πάνε Ιταλία, Portugal, Γαλλία και Ιαπωνία και Ιταλία. One more or that's it? One more. Τελευταία ερώτηση.
I have two questions about your past. How did you cooperate with Orson Welles? And why did you write a song like Pleasure Slave?
So, again, one at a time.
One at a time.
With Orson Welles, the song Dark Avenger was something that needed a narration. It was always written for Eric to sing the vocal portion and have someone speak. We always seek the ultimate, you know. They built the Acropolis at the highest peak, right? Because that was the top of the world. Same with us. We seek only the top, only the ultimate. We wanted that voice.
Για το πρώτο μέρος της απάντησης, με τον Orson Welles, το τραγούδι αυτό ήταν πάντα γραμμένο για να το τραγουδήσει ο Eric και κάποιος να μιλάει από πάνω. Η τέλεια φωνή, και πάντα ψάχνουν το τέλειο, είναι ο Orson Welles. Όπως η Ακρόπολη ήταν φτιαγμένη στο πιο ψηλό μέρος και αυτοί πάντα πάνε στο πιο ψηλό επίπεδο που μπορούν. Και ο Orson Welles βέβαια ήταν αυτό.
So we took a chance, and it was just luck. We submitted just the text to him, based nothing on the words, just the art. And he read it and wrote back and thought it was fantastic. And maybe he saw how hard our struggle was going to be, because he had a very hard time creatively himself. And he wrote back and said, I think this is fantastic and I want to help and be involved because I think it's fantastic.
Όταν ο Orson Welles το διάβασε, του άρεσε πάρα πολύ και τους απάντησε αμέσως ότι ήθελε να λάβει μέρος σε αυτό το πράγμα, γιατί και ο Orson Welles ήξερε ότι θα είναι κάτι δύσκολο και επειδή είχε και αυτός δύσκολες στιγμές στην καριέρα του, ήθελε να τους βοηθήσει.
Anyway, I'd like to say that this has been a wonderful experience to come here to Greece. We waited many years. I know that the fans have waited, but believe me, we waited many years to come here. And the conversation has been wonderful, but talk is cheap. So we ask here in Greece the same thing that we asked of every other country we played. Don't believe the talk. Enjoy it because it's a nice day for us to be here and a nice afternoon. But what you see Saturday night, come and judge hard. Then be a critic. Make us prove to you what we've proved to every other country, that we earned the name, the Kings of Metal, that our fans have given us. We didn't name ourselves this, because what you see Saturday night will be pure, true heavy metal. And we'll get on that stage, and we will deliver 100% heavy metal for the Greek people, from the heart, with the blood, no bullshit. Lee DeMeo,
David Shankle,
Rhino,
and Eric Adams.
We want to wish everybody a fantastic season's greeting for the new year, but believe me, on Saturday night, the Stadium of Peace and Friendship will explode with the true heavy metal Greek fans and Manowar. Be there Saturday night. We're going to kick some serious ass. True heavy metal for true people. Be there.